There's a storm across the valley. The clouds are rolling in. The afternoon is heavy on your shoulders. There's a truck out on the 4-lane, a mile or more away. The whining of his wheels just makes it colder.
Welcome to Community Forum. Today is April 26, 2023. Your host today is Priscilla Almquist-Olsen, and today I am honored and privileged and very happy to welcome back Kevin O'Dwyer. Many of you have been to Langwater Farm, but maybe you haven't met Kevin, but maybe you have. And so today you will meet Kevin O'Dwyer, the founder and workaholic at the Langwater Farm. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very
Kevin.
much for having me again. It's nice to be here.
Yes, and this is a repeat performance because he's always updating his wonderful farm. And so no longer is there a tiny little farm stand, but there's an enormous, gigantuous, big farm building. And Kevin, tell us a little bit about that and how it came to be.
Well, it was a lot of planning and dreaming leading up to the actually breaking ground. We've been thinking about that for the last 14 years since we started there. This is our 14th growing season. And we started that first year by building that small 300 square foot farm stand that still stands there today. And we operated out of there for the past 13 years until last September, at the end of September, when we finished our new store. But there was quite a bit that went into planning for it and working with the departments in town. About 2 or 3 years ago, we started that planning process and the design. And we broke ground, I think it was November of 2021. We finally broke ground. We got our foundation in and we started carpentry in January and wrapped it up at the beginning or at the end of September and opened the beginning of October.
Wow. It was quite a big enterprise, wasn't it?
It was a pretty big undertaking for us, especially, we went from 300 square feet with our original building to just under 7,500 square feet. So it was quite a leap in size, but I think warranted. We need all the space and probably more, but that was what we could afford to build, and then some.
So tell me what it offers when you enter.
Yes.
I know there are these wonderful raised boxes and of whatever the current vegetables are. Yeah, and just beautifully set. And then it's what do you call the structure itself is a post and beam, isn't it?
Post and beam, yep. And then there's a vaulted ceiling, so it's a very, very open air feel to it. High ceilings, and a clear floor plan, open, clear span, so that we can have a lot of versatility in how we set up our displays. But really, the focus of the building is on local food, our vegetables, and other local products that are complementary. And our goal is really to sort of fill out the rest of the dinner plate. We've offered fruit and vegetables, organic fruit and vegetables for years, but we haven't had the protein or the starches or the grains to add alongside to complement that. But now we have local protein in there. There's chicken in there from Featherbrook Farms down in Raynham. It's about 6 or 8 miles away. We've got dairy from Western Mass, ice cream, milk, cream, half and half, and a slew of other local products that are all complementary to what we're doing.
Wow, that is amazing. And I know you still have the seafood too.
Yes, and then our friends at Jordan Brothers Seafood, they come every week. Right now through the winter, they've been coming every Saturdays, but that will transition. The farmers market that we host, the Easton Original Farmers Market, will shift from Saturdays to Thursdays starting next week. And Jordan Brothers will be there all summer long with fresh seafood. Those guys are in the fish market every morning, getting the best of what's available. So that adds a nice little...
So that's Thursday mornings.
Thursday evenings. The
Evenings.
farmers market will run 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
every Thursday starting next week. There's one more Saturday to go. That'll be this coming Saturday, which is the 29th, I believe.
Uh-huh.
Does that sound right? And then after that, it will shift to Thursday afternoons throughout the summer into October.
Wonderful. And the reason it's not on Saturdays as it used to be is because you have, as a marvelous entrepreneur, have events on Saturday for families. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we think, like you say, we shift it to Thursdays because Saturdays are so busy in the summer, and we don't think that our parking area, our facility can handle the extra crowd that is generated by the farmers market. But Saturdays are a great day to visit the farm. We have lots of different offerings for families to come out and enjoy. Pick your own activities starting now. We just kicked off the beginning of Pick Your Own Tulip season, and that'll last through the middle of May. And then there'll be a little gap before we get into Pick Your Own Strawberries in June, but those will be right around the corner. And then we do Pick Your Own Flowers throughout the summer and other Pick Your Own crops in the fall. And also on Saturdays, we've been making wood-fired pizza with our oven outside, and so that's always a draw. And now we have a nice little seating area outside our farm stand where families can enjoy the pizza or anything else that they may like to eat at some picnic tables.
So people can actually bring their own picnic,
sure, yep.
lunch,
Yep.
and enjoy. But I hear your pizzas are great. They're famous. Easton, not just Easton-wide, but other people from surrounding towns who come and enjoy not just pizza, but all of your organic vegetables and fruits and so forth, and meats and fish, all of the, and I'm sure the dairy products too, right?
Mm-hmm. The dairy products are good, yep. Local from Hadley, Mass.
I see. Okay. Ooh, people have to travel, don't they, to get to see you, get to offer their goods.
Yeah, they do. They deliver to us once a week. But it works out well. We have a good relationship with those farms.
Well, it's an indication of how much they value what you have to offer and want to be part of the scene.
I hope so.
Yeah. So what are your plans in the future?
Well, we retain our focus on organic fruits and veggies, and producing our own as much as we can. So right now, the focus is on the planting season. Every day crops are going in the ground in preparation for this season. And we're very much looking forward to those strawberries ripening up in June. We do have a few events that are going to be coming up throughout May and June. The first one is on Saturday, May 13th, which will be a fundraiser with the new Blanche Ames School, the new elementary school, and we're inviting families from all over Easton to come out to the farm on that day, and we're hoping there'll be some tulips left to pick. There should be tulips left to pick on that day. We'll be making pizza. We'll be giving free hay rides. We'll have an activity, a planting activity for children, and a portion of the proceeds that day will go to the PAC, the Parent Action Committee at Blanche Ames, to fund some of the fun stuff for kids.
And also, another reason to go on May 13th is because it's the day before Mother's Day. So do you have anything you can offer families to give mother? Absolutely.
Well, we'll have beautiful hanging baskets, mixed flowering hanging baskets that are always popular. And then another popular item has been a subscription to our Pick Your Own Flower CSA, which happens during the summer months. But we often see people buying that for mom. They buy the CSA subscription, which I think is, it's like $90 or so, and it lasts for, I believe it's 12 weeks throughout the summer. It generally starts at the end of June, and it runs through at some point in September. And people can come pick their own bouquet, make their own bouquet from many different types of flowers that we grow out there.
Well, that is really a cost-effective present, too. A mom can come, or grandma can come 12 times. So if you divide 12 into 99, that's really a good deal.
It is, and you get to arrange your bouquet with your own eye, and whatever proportion you like, whatever stems that you'd like to cut. If you want to cut all sunflowers, that's great. If you want to mix in calendula and zinnias and verbenas, you're welcome to do that too.
And the tulips, I see them every time I drive by. I see the beautiful tulips. And do you grow any pollinators? Um,
Well, for the tulips, since we're just interested in the cuts there, those although those are attractive to the pollinators, and we grow lots of sunflowers, which are great fodder for the native pollinators, and also that flower patch is an excellent attractant for bees and other pollinators.
and you still have those beehives, don't you?
Yes. Yep.
And how are they doing? Because there was a time when a lot of farmers were their beehives were devastated. They were dying. They didn't know why. Did you go through that?
We've had some issues. The colony collapse disorder, I think, is still very much an issue, and we've had some problems with mites in our hives.
Mm.
But the bees are doing well, and the bees are looking forward to those strawberry blossoms that'll be opening up in the next week, and we're looking forward to the bees making sure to visit those blossoms and pollinate our fruit.
Yes, of course. It's just a wonderful cycle, isn't it?
Yes, yes, it is.
Yeah, and you get to see it and enjoy it and depend on it every day.
Certainly.
So, what happens in the fall? Are you going to have your hay wagon rides to get your own pumpkins?
Yep, definitely. Yep, definitely. Pick your own pumpkins. Will likely start in the middle of September, and we'll offer hay rides every weekend right up until Halloween. And that's always been really popular. A lot of families like to come out for the hay ride, pick a pumpkin, play on the hay pile, maybe eat an apple cider donut, and just spend time outside doing something that's healthy and being active.
Well, I forgot about those apple cider donuts. So it's not just pizza.
So it's just pizza. We aren't making them at the moment. We take a little break from the donuts in the summer,
Right.
And we'll get back to them probably in late August, right around Labor Day. We'll bring the donuts back when the weather starts to cool off a little bit.
So now you're taking the small little plants out of your greenhouses, I assume, and planting them, right? And what are you planting?
Well, right now the crew is they're transplanting some early sweet corn. One of the things a lot of conventional farmers wouldn't be transplanting corn, but with the organic seed that we use, it doesn't have a fungicide treatment on it. It doesn't do well in cold soil. So oftentimes we'll transplant the first succession into the cold soil so that we can get a good stand. So the guys are out there transplanting corn right now. This morning they were putting in the first zucchini and summer squash. That planting went in this morning, about 3/4 of an acre. And then yesterday we finished up planting our onions over at the Wheaton farm, and I think some bok choy went in the ground, and some broccoli.
And that reminds me, so you're using Wheaton Farm, and how many acres do you have over there?
The Wheaton farm is about 25 acres over there, and
Wow.
and so we also.
So are you planning to expand anywhere else?
No, there's no firm plans right now, but we're always looking for good land that's available that could be close to the farm, one of the existing farms we have. We're also farming land over at the Marshall Farm off of Elm Street, between Elm Street and Main Street on the east side of 138. And we have a really nice piece over there that, unlike Langwater, is stone-free and flat. And is really it feels like a treat to work the soil over there after banging around in the rocks at Langwater.
So what are you planting there?
That's where the corn's going in right now.
Oh, okay.
So there's a crew transplanting corn there, and we've also been seeding radishes and arugula and other small greens up there.
So when do you start planting your seeds in the greenhouse?
The greenhouse generally opens in the last week of February. Although we do start some seeds in a smaller greenhouse in the beginning of February that take a little longer, but we really start in earnest at the end of February. The onions need to be seeded early, so those ones are among the first to go in. Our first tomato planting will get seeded in the end of the first week of March, and by the end of March, we have one full greenhouse and we're opening a second one.
Now, you didn't just decide I want to be a farmer and all of this stuff just came out of thin air. Where did you get all this education to know exactly all the times and when you need to plant the seeds, when you need to take the plantings and put them in the ground, and how many acres of each vegetable and so forth? Tell us a little bit about your start in this business.
Well, it was, I got more of a practicum in the business, working at a local farm. And I worked there and for about 14 years and was managing the farm by the end of it when this opportunity here in Easton came along. And Kate and I moved over here to Easton to start Langwater. But that was really my background there was learning on the job, and now we're taking things that we learn every season and applying them to the next season, and there's a lot of planning that goes into it. There's a lot of spreadsheets and mapping that we're doing in January and February, preparing for the season, dialing in exactly how much to plant of each different crop and the timing of the different successions. So with most crops, we plant multiple successions. Like, for example, with lettuce, we'll plant 12 different successions throughout the season so that we always have a steady stream of lettuce coming in starting in May, going all the way up until the first heavy frosts in October.
I was going to ask you that, yeah. And of course, that's a cold, you can plant that early.
Yep.
What else can you plant early? Broccoli?
Broccoli is a cold hardy one. The onions are. We started transplanting onions at the beginning of April without any cover over them, but they can handle frosts. The radishes and several other greens like arugula are pretty hardy. And peas. Peas are snap peas, snow peas, and shell peas went in the ground very early.
Oh, I just love arugula.
Arugula is terrific, isn't it?
Isn't it
Yes.
wonderful?
Yep.
It has such a wonderful taste, and just so you feel like you're really eating healthy when you eat arugula.
Yeah, little spicy.
Yeah, yeah.
I always look forward to that arugula in June when strawberry season comes in and we're starting to harvest fennel, and Kate makes an excellent salad
With strawberries and
arugula, strawberries, and fennel, and then she usually puts some burrata cheese in there and dresses it with balsamic, and it's excellent. And
no walnuts?
Oh, sometimes there's nuts in there. You know what? I think she uses candied pecans oftentimes, or a little bit of sweetness, and those are good too. So I always look forward to that salad in June. It's these the salad days. Borrow a Shakespearean line there are coming. They're coming soon. We'll be harvesting salad greens from the field in probably about 10 days.
Oh, how wonderful.
The best salads I always think are in late May and June when the weather is it's not too hot. The nights are still cool, but there's ample sunshine.
So, what's your website?
Langwaterfarm.com.
Really simple, langwaterfarm.com. And tell me, you must get people's reviews. People must be writing in and saying, "Oh, I love this farm. My kids are so healthy, and we're going to keep them that way because of your farm."
I don't get to see them all, but they send some get forwarded to me, and it's always nice to see. We're super fortunate to be in such a supportive community. The town has been great. The people have been great. Everyone from the citizens, the folks in the town offices have all been really great to work with and supportive of our business and our growth.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you always have so many people, and that brings me to: have you made any plans to increase parking, or there's no place really off-site, is there, to park?
That's a good question. We're trying to eke out as many overflow spots as we can in the area that we have. And these, they're not permanent parking areas. They're just really, there's 20 or 30 days in the season where we need those extra spots. But there is potentially opportunity to park on the other side of the farm. There's a little space that isn't cropland. We'd hate to park on the cropland, but we could potentially park on the other side of the farm and move people with our hay wagons.
Oh, doesn't that sound like fun?
So yes, there's some ideas there, but yes.
That would be great for the family nights, and the pizza nights.
Oh, that would be a great idea. That would be fun, huh? To come in on a hay wagon.
Yes, come in on a hay wagon. Wow. Well, you really are an expert businessman. I have to congratulate you. Because I mean, I've never heard of farmers that could do so much have so many creative activities that you have produced on that farm to enhance the quality of life in Easton, and also to attract people to come and purchase your goods and so forth. How did you always have that creative instinct?
Well, you give me too much credit, but it's really a team. It's a team over there of all of us that go into coming up with ideas. And my wife Kate is excellent. She has a great marketing sense and is always full of wonderful ideas. But it really the different events that we've started to do throughout the years have really been inspired by just trying to engage the community and inviting them to the farm, seeing it as more than just a space where they can get local food, healthy food, and also see it as a space where they can to come and enjoy each other, enjoy open space, do something that's healthy, that's outside. So it's really sort of born out of that, and a way to bring the community to the farm. The pizza, for example, we thought, well, if we want to invite people to the farm, get them to stay here, we need something to feed them, to help keep them here for a little longer. And pizza seemed like a natural fit because everybody likes pizza. Kids from the little ones will eat a cheese pizza. Even the meat and potatoes dads will come and enjoy a pepperoni pizza. And then for the vegetable lovers, we always feature a seasonal vegetable special. So that'll change throughout the season.
And do you have beverages to go with that?
Yes. Yep. When we host our events, we will get a 1-day liquor license, and we'll bring in Shoveltown Brewery. So the local brewery will come and serve beer. And then in the store, we do have a great selection of local beverages. Some great craft soda that's made down in Rhode Island. They just added Dell's Lemonade, which is a really excellent lemonade. I forgot how good it was. I hadn't had it since I was a kid.
What's it called?
Dell's Lemonade. It's also made down in Rhode Island. And we have just a whole gamut of local beverages, including flavored milks from Maple Line Dairy out in Hadley. They bring us coffee milk, chocolate milk, and strawberry milk, which are all really tasty.
Good. Well, there's something for everybody, isn't there?
I think so.
And when are we going to get Kate on this show?
We've got to get Kate on this show,
We
don't
do.
we? Yeah, we've got to. She's busy, but yes, I'm sure she'd love to get on here. We'll just have to pester her a little more.
We do. I've been pestering her for years, but I didn't think it's been 14. I am amazed. I am shocked.
It doesn't feel like it, but
the older we get, the quicker the time flies. So I understand it's 14 years, but it's really a shock. I would have said maybe 6 to 8.
Yeah, it was 14. We planted our first crops there in October of 2009. We planted garlic, and that was the first crop we planted in the fields of Langwater. And 2010 really being the first growing season. So here we are in the 14th.
And how old are your little girls now? Because they were born too
yes.
in the beginning of your...
Yeah, we had our first daughter, Madison, a year or two after we started the farm. She's 12 now. She's in 6th grade. And then Rachel is 9. And then little Charlotte is 7. And Charlotte's attending the new Blanche Ames School and loving it.
Oh, I didn't know you had a third.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Oh, Charlotte. So you missed out on the boys.
No boys for me. No.
But those girls are going to be great farmers.
Oh, they're terrific.
I bet they already are.
Yeah, farmers or whatever they want to be, but they do love being around the farm, and so that's nice to see. And my oldest is starting to work there now. So.
Oh my goodness. Well, Madison, I think, was a toddler when I first met her. She's now 12.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
You're a lucky
fast.
guy, and they're
sure
lucky kids.
I sure am lucky.
And Kate is wonderful. She is just a breath of fresh air, and she's always got a wonderful smile and knows how to reach out to people. And in marketing, I bet she came up with a lot of these wonderful ideas about extra activities and so forth.
She's great. Kate is great. She has come up with a lot of ideas, and she's always there. She's hopefully, I like to think of her as the face of the business, and hopefully not my mug. But Kate's always there, and
Your
she
mug
seems
is
to know
fine.
everybody in town. I think Kate, she could run for mayor at this point.
Yeah. Oh, well, don't tell the select board that. Don't tell Dottie Fulginetti.
Oh, not she couldn't. Dottie would be irreplaceable.
Yeah. Anyway, but Kate is. Tell me one last thing. Finally, I'd like to, because a lot of men give lip service to their spouses in terms of their business and involvement. But could you have done what you've done without her?
Oh no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. She's been critical. Even when we first started the farm, she had to retain a job off farm so that we could have health insurance and pay the bills for the few seasons we didn't pay ourselves. But so she supported me while we got started, and then she joined us full time. I think in probably the third year. She was working part time right from the beginning, using any extra hours that she had to come help at the farm. But after about 3 years, she joined us full time, and she does a ton of things. She wears a lot of hats over there.
Yeah,
Tireless
oh,
worker.
of course. Wonderful. Well, there are a lot of women who put hubby through. I'm one of them. And that's my ex-hubby. I don't know if he appreciated that, putting him through, but anyway, that's what women do. And then you have hubbies who help the women. I think of Vice President Kamala Harris and her husband. Her husband's very supportive too. And I think, well, Bill Gates, when he was married to Melinda. So there are a lot of examples where that works the other way. But you two are a fabulous team. And
thank you.
And you both have this wonderful spirit. You care about people. You like people. You enjoy them. And you like to meet them. And I think that resonates so well here in Easton. We are, even with 25,000 people, maybe we still are a big family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would hope to believe that we still are. Okay, well, Kevin O'Dwyer, the originator, founder, and magnificent entrepreneur of the Langwater Farm, thank you so much for joining me today and being my guest. And good cultivation, good continuation, and continued success.
Well, it was my pleasure. Thank you very much for having me. Thanks for your kind words.
Thank you. And I hope you have enjoyed this show as much as Kevin and I have enjoyed presenting it to you. Until next time, Priscilla Almquist-Olsen saying, be well.